I'm not. It's Alan Bean and Pete Conrad on Apollo 12. There they are visiting Surveyor 3, which is one of the earliest robotics that we sent up to the moon to see where to land and to test the surface. So this is the first example of extraterrestrial archaeology. By the way, on Monday, the command pilot of the Apollo 12 mission died. There's only 5 living astronauts from Apollo. I've worked with NASA as a group to try to come up with a group of recommendations and guidelines for spacefaring entities that will go back to the moon. And my role was to talk about preservation. It clearly qualifies as an extraordinary site in our history, in human history, but it's in a very gray legal area. It should be a World Heritage Site, which the UN recognizes as a site of extraordinary universal value. I think that it's not just the United States that should be involved in historic preservation of our space heritage, but all of humanity. And now there are many more players. Google X Prize, of course, will give a prize and money to that nation or group that puts a robotic on the moon. They give a $5 million bonus if you image an Apollo hardware. For me, that's getting too close, and I call them artifacts and not hardware. So there are many challenges that I see in preserving our space heritage. To recognize all the myriad places around the world that are associated with space exploration. How and what elements should we preserve, because we can't preserve everything. And how to encourage a commitment by all nations, by Earth, to recognize and create an international structure to preserve things that we are losing at a great rate. I'm currently working with a group called For All Moonkind, which are a group of lawyers interested in writing preservation laws on an international scale. So I'll leave you with one image. This is my favorite picture of Earth. It's been used many times by the environmental movement. It's taken by Bill Anders on Apollo 8, and it's a view from the moon of Earth. So the last plea is, here on Earth we've lost many extraordinary sites, significant places, and artifacts. And we have a chance now to preserve our space heritage in outer space and on the moon and on other celestial bodies. So I hope we make that giant leap for preservation. Thank you.